What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Cryptid Saturday, and in today's Cryptid Saturday, we are going over the Cryptids of Oregon. I actually managed to find a fairly solid list this time, so we'll have quite a few to go over. Before we do that though, guys, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video from me, as well as drop some comments down below. Are you guys from Oregon? Have you ever heard of any of these cryptids before this video? And do you know of any more that I can go ahead and cover? Let's go ahead and hop into this article. Like I always like to say though, guys, I don't know the rest of these articles. I just use them to push along information. This particular article is coming from cardinaltimes.org. Please go over here and show this some love. Species Spotlight, Top 10 Cryptids of the Pacific Northwest. Number 10, Devil's Lake Monster. The Devil's Lake Monster, also known as Madiwakan, is a creature with a cultural story from the Nakota Sioux. It is a giant squid-like monster that sinks ships that travel on Devil's Lake in Lincoln County, Oregon. In 1950, the beast was allegedly found, and for some reason was really hairy. My thought here is it was probably a moose or something like that was swimming in the water and it collapsed the canoe, and that's where you get this hairiness from. Now where the tentacle things come in, I have no honest idea. I think that might have just been some folklore that got passed down. But in my reality, if this thing is real, it's probably some kind of like a moose or a big bear, something that was hairy that was swimming, that managed to just sink the canoe. The ball-tailed cat. The ball-tailed cat is a lumberjack legend. It is a large, aggressive cat with a heavy, rock-like mass at the end of its tail. It has long claws that it used to climb trees, where it sits around waiting for unsuspecting lumberjacks so that it can jump down and attack them with its tail ball. I think this was just a mountain lion, to be perfectly honest with you. That's kind of their MO. That's how they would hunt. They can kind of sit in the trees. They would see something, it would jump down, and they would attack. Maybe it was one with some like of a deformity on its tail, and that's where this whole legend sprang up because it was just very recognizable. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Number 8, Wallowa Lake Monster. And guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize now for my pronunciations. I do try my best, but sometimes I mess up. The Wallowa Lake Monster is kind of a weird cryptid. It comes from a Native American cultural story and was claimed to have been first seen when it killed the daughter and son of the chiefs of 2 warring tribes. Most of the creatures on this list have a somewhat defined set of characteristics. The Wallowa Lake Monster, however, has a long snake-like body, which has been said to be 10, 20, or 100 feet long, a head resembling a hippo, but maybe more like a hog head, and has been argued to be 2 different monsters, but in the original Native American story, it was only one. This cryptid is confusing. And maybe it was just 2 different things. Like, it could have been they both got attacked by different hogs, and the legend just kind of scrolled in. That being said, I don't really know what else these could be, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Number 7, Colossal Claude. Colossal Claude is more than a funny name. Also called Marvin the Monster, this big guy is effectively a giant seahorse, with a 40-foot long body and a thin horse-like head. This Columbia River dweller is certainly a strange sight. Claude was claimed to have been spotted by Shell Oil Company in 1963, swimming in corkscrews 180 feet under the water. Sea monsters are kind of hard, and more specifically in this case, a lake monster, because there's so many things in the water that things could be. This, however, I think may have just been a made-up story by the Shell Gas Company by the Shell Oil Company to keep people away from where they were drilling. That's honestly my best guess here. Number 6, Sasquatch. So I'm not gonna lie, whoever wrote this article honestly didn't like Sasquatch. There are all kinds of Sasquatch sightings up in the Pacific Northwest. It's actually one of like the main hotspots where people go to look, mostly because there's just so much wilderness out there. I have my own theories on Sasquatch. It could be a bear, it could be people. It really just kind of depends on what the story that's being told at that moment is. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys think Sasquatch is real or not? Number 5, Black-Eyed Children. Black-eyed children are easily the funniest cryptid on this list. They are children, usually ages 6 to 16, who have pitch black eyes. They approach their victim asking for simple favors, food, money, etc. And then the victim suddenly feels sick with dread and despair. The best part is that the black-eyed children don't do anything after they approach someone. They just give off the most wretched of vibes and then leave. So if these are real, they may just be kids with abnormally large pupils, or pupils that have been dilated. My guess would be is it's just like an old urban tale, or it could also just be kids with, like, just legitimately messing with people. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Number 4, Umhlook. Umhlook comes from a cultural story from the First Nations people about a dragon that is connected to water, with its favorite pastime being drowning people and things. Interesting fact, Umhlook was also in Godzilla King of the Monsters, making it by far the coolest movie star in Oregon. Honestly, it's hard to say. People drown in rivers, and sometimes that's like attributed to other things. Native Americans had a lot of like lore and backstory and just like stuff because water is key to survival. So it makes sense that they would have like their own histories and stories about the water and things that live in it. So I don't really know what it could be because there's not that many big snakes up in the Pacific Northwest. So the fact there's a water dragon, it's probably just something from folklore. But who knows? Maybe it was real at one point and it's just not real anymore. Number 3. Giant saltwater crustaceans. Giant crabs. These saltwater crustaceans are a breed of colossally sized crabs that live around Wallowa Lake, 1 mile south of Joseph, Oregon. They were claimed to have originally been spotted by pioneers and are speculated to have moved to remote areas of the Oregon coast. I don't know.Maybe. They might have been real. I mean, if they were... Although it seems like they were in a lake, and I don't think there are any crabs reportedly that live in freshwater lakes. But you honestly never know what it could be there, and I don't think there were actually big crabs, but who knows? Maybe they just saw like crawdads or something, and they just attributed those to what the crabs were. But you know what? I don't know. That's just my best guess. Let me know what you guys think. Number 2, Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are giant birds hailing from many Native American cultural stories all across the Pacific Northwest, with reports of sighting even up in parts of Canada. These giant wing beasts are said to flap their wings so hard that thunder strikes, lightning flashes from their eyes, and rain falls from their backs. They are claimed to have helped First Nations people in times of need, and their eggs were what is now labeled thunderstones, the indigenous rock. These giant birds of prey are gorgeous and powerful, making them number 2 pick is very simple. And yeah, so many different Native American cultures have stories of thunderbirds. And the weird part is like there were giant eagles in the Americas at some point, and we know that. So, and there's are big eagles down in like South America and stuff. So these could have just been stories that were brought up from the South or brought over from, whenever we all originated into America in the first place. Also, a lot of people think that they might actually be like pterodactyls and things, but that's really easy to debunk. As a matter of fact, I have a video debunking that. It's one of my earlier videos, so it's not that great. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I just think Thunderbirds hold a great spot in the lore of the United States and our Native American people. And honestly, I just would rather just think about the lore than the actual creatures. Number 1, gumbaroo. The gumbaroo comes from an old lumberjack tale about a giant bear. It has no fur, leathery skin that is supposedly immune to bullets, rows and rows of razor-sharp teeth, and lives in the hollowed-out trunks of burned-down trees. It is hungry for anything that looks like food, and it is never full. The only way to kill a gumbaroo is with fire, but when a human inhales the smoke after burning the gumbaroo, their organs get coated with rubber. I think that they said it for me. I think it's just a bear that didn't have hair, and it might have been multiple bears that didn't have hair, and every time they saw one, they just attributed it to be like a gumbaroo. And when something's got mange and things like that, like hydrophobia, it will legitimately go insane to the point where you could shoot it and it will still charge you. That is probably where that particular legend comes from. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Also, while you're down there, guys, please remember, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another video from me. Drop all those comments, as well as follow me on all my socials, which are coming up next. And until next Saturday, guys, I will see you next Saturday for Cryptid Saturdays.